DHT. I live in the backwoods of Alabama, up where the swamps are at. You got to take a boat just to get to where I live, and the population here is only a few hundred people. It just so happens that I happen to be a teacher of sorts. We don't got the best textbooks that are printed to date, but we seem to get by with what we got. Although our textbooks are a little different, you see, they're from the normal stuff that people learn. Our books are more about survival out here in the swamps. And some of the things that live out here are more like urban legends. And things that, when you're on your boat and you see a distant lantern swaying in the tree, you best not go there because they might be doing some sort of ritual of sorts. You may hear a wolf howl in the night, but be sure to get away from there as fast as you can because it's able to smell your bad vibes. It'll start to come after you, but I'm one of the lucky ones that have gotten away from the wolf creature. I have a big scar across my chest from the claws. It's going across my chest. Just so happens that my shotgun on me at the time when I was able to shoot it and it run back off into the swamp, bleeding. Sometime of the students at school sometimes are able to get a view of my scar on my chest that I've forgotten to button on my shirt. And they're always asking me, so you're the teacher that my parents tell me about. The one that survived. Yes, students, that's right. I'm one of the lucky ones. Them say, when are we going on that night field trip on the flyboat? You have promised all of us. Well, like I had told you, students, you had to do well on some of your end of the year tests, and you'll all have to have a high grade above 90% for us to go. I suggest that you students do your studying so you're able to go on this end of the year night boat trip with my brother. And Angus told me about the boat trip and how you came across the creature again and you had to get away. Well, you're right. Some of the students started crying. I had to tell them to shut up, or you want to be eaten by the creature? And stop crying. Or do you want to wait here? Or do you know, some of the kids said, I will turn off the motor so the airboat so we can cruise along the swamp river to start using the paddles to creep along to make some not much noises to disturb the wolf creature. As soon as I told you he was real, look over there, you see? It's yellow eyes, one kid says. Man, what's that horrible smell? Well, that would be the creature, you see. It also has a burning trash-like smell to it, so one sentence says, man, my nose is burning. I know, cover your nose with your shirt, but it does not make any better. Yes, I know. Try not to vomit, it's too late, he says. I see on the corner of my eye, ah, shit, vomit is my kryptonite. And I start vomiting as well. Darn it, kid. Then we lose sight of the thing in the forest. All right, let's head back onward towards home. I thought this was supposed to be an all-nighter trip, but, well, only if you think you kids can stay up out here and not fall asleep. Of course we can. I turned my thermos filled with black coffee. I don't know if you students are able to be jacked up on some sort of energy drink of sorts or soda, but black coffee is what I got. Take it or leave it. All right, give me a cup, one says. Okay. So I pour him a cup, he takes a swig and spits it out. Whoa, that's bitter. No flavor, see? I told you black coffee is no flavor. So whatever, even if the creamer would turn it, coffee no color, not even enough about coffee. Now kids, quiet down. We are about to go along now. Look over there to the left. You can see, but I smelled it. It smelled like trash. Yeah, it's like the creature now. We are all getting close to it. You guys want to duck over there to the left and against the trees over there, and it looks like a good spot. Well, if you say so, Teach. Okay, well, duck over there for a bit, and you kids want to get a good look at the creature since you say you kids nowadays have no fear? Well, it seems to be in the back of my day. We were walking through a cemetery at midnight, and you would see who could get to the other side without running like a little scaredy cat. But I would go towards the lantern deep in the forest there. You'll see it illuminating out there off in the distance. I want one of you to go over there and hit the lantern and make sure it sways back and forth so I know you hit it. But if you guys smell something awful, be sure to get back to the lantern and turn and run, head back towards the boat, and you understand because that means that the creature is close. So, yes, teacher, we understand. We'll be waiting here for you. I got my night vision goggles unable to see what path you take. Sorry, I only got one pair for me, but I put them on and I watch as they're working their way through the swamp, infested mosquitoes with alligators and things, with some yellow eyes that would look at you, yellow and orange, that would blink and then they would go away. We would call them fairy people, although they would try to lure you and with their tricky ways. You would call your name, but they're mimics of sorts, just a few of them other things out here in the old swamp area here. But some students hurried back and asked, "Where was Albert at?" "Well, he went off after you guys. I told him to stay, but he insisted on going on. So I could just go ahead and make sure you don't lose sight of them." He said okay and ran off after them. You guys, I thought he would have been able to catch up with you guys, but he will wait until sunrise to see if he comes back. But if not, I'll go back to get you guys back to your parents, or it's going to my ass, and I don't want that. But aren't you going to go look for him yourself? Of course I will. Not like I'm going to go forget about the kid. Come on now. All right, let's head back. Don't say much now. Look at one another, wondering what had happened to him. One says, "Well, maybe the creature had gotten to him." "I don't talk like that," I say. You would have heard him scream. If that was the fact, I guess you're right. Well, I will drop you off and be sure to tell your parents. And maybe we can get a posse of some sort to go look for him and the other boats. The more eyes, the better. Then just told me, "Old man, look all right." Some of the kids say, "I'll go ahead and go back out after when I come." And I hear a few more boats come my way. It's the parents of some of the kids. "Hey, Teach, I'm coming with you to go check on the south side, and you go check on the north side." I say, "Okay, I'll meet you back up here in a few hours. Radio me if you find anything." All right. Well, now I have to throw the parents off of my tracks, so I went ahead and threw down some stink bait to make sure they think that it was trying to attract the creature, but it was for me. It was some good eats, though. I thought it was for the alligators, but no, for me. I would be creeping up on some of the parents. I would get behind them with their flyboat when they were going really slow, and I would jump on there and drag them under the water. I would tear their flesh open with my big claws, and I would have to hear them scream. No one would ever hear you because no one would hear. I would hear vanishes of the swamp. But then I would tie their body up to the tree with a few good marks on it, and then I would wait till later in the night. The moonlight was for full to wait to go change, but then I would be able to go on anywhere because they would be chained up, and they would look at me and say, You're the creature that's been doing this for the 100 years." Why, yes, it was. And me now, you're a part of it, but, oh, why me, why? Your bloodline, you see, it has been in your family for many generations. Don't act like you don't know. I thought we wiped you off the face of the planet. Well, it was your great-great-grandpappy that was one of the ones who let my kind run because he felt sorry for us. He knew we were still human, but that's why he kept my kind lingering here in the swamps. We would not bother by many people. That's why we were still around for so long. The moonlight's about to run out into the sun. I hate to see me change back into my human form. It's quite a sight, you see. Most people have not seen us change. You might be vomiting by the smell. Well, we'll see about that, says the old man. He starts to transform back into his human form. He lunges at him as he's changing back. With a silver blade that was made by a shaman, he stabs him in the back. Says, "Darn you, hairy bastard," and stabs him 3 or 4 times. And then before he's fully changed back into his human form, his claws are out, and he digs his claws into his chest and says, "Now you're cursed. You'll be the one of the werewolves here to longer in the swamps of Alabama." The man passes out in pain and wakes up in the hospital of sorts and asks, "Where am I?" "You're in the West Side Alabama Hospital for the criminally insane." "What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't remember? You've always been here with us, Albert. You've always been out here, looking out the window, scratching at your beard, with a scar across your chest from the medicine that had been given to you. You have a bad reaction, but your mind had thought otherwise." Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.